Hey, and Vortex here, and welcome to my review of the SeeAudio Yume 2 or Yume 2. As you can see, these are a hybrid 1DD 2BA per side. I have not tried anything from SeeAudio before, so yeah, quite curious of this one. As usual, full disclaimer is I'd like to thank Linsol for sending this for me to try it, so thank you very much. I was not paid to do this video, and all thoughts and opinions are my own. And he has some sort of waifu or something on the front, which is not normally my kind of thing. But anyway, let's get into it. So again, like I said before, this second version, Mark II, version 2, whatever you want to call it. If that means anything to you, that's what it looks like. So obviously a bunch of text. So it uses a mid, so a Sonion BA for mids, Knowles for the highs, and a liquid silica DD, that's the frequency response. Obviously I'll graph these soon. I have not tried them yet. Some information there. And specs, as you can see, 3.5mm, 2-pin 0.78, the type of cable, the drivers, THD, denoise, frequency response, impedance sensitivity. So let's see what you actually get. So I've never tried anything from this brand before, so I'm quite curious really. So there you have some paperwork in there. Let's check these bad boys out. It's obviously going to be fingerprint magnets, but yeah, very nice. SeeAudio Yume 2. Obviously 2-pin there, kind of slightly recessed. We'll have a look at the cable in a bit. Yeah, it looks good. Quite premium. Just where obviously fingerprint marks and all that type of stuff. So there's the tip, so I'll just get one out. That's it. Don't seem anything like out of the ordinary. Seems alright. Obviously all different sizes. Quite heavy. Like soft, so it's like leather. Seems good. You get a badge, which I don't know how many people are going to wear that, but you get a badge on the cable. Seems pretty good. Obviously 2-pin. Seems of high quality. I'll have to see what it's like. And yeah, I've not tried these yet, but I've got high hopes because these are meant to be quite good. So like now I'm going to put some time on them, graph them, get my impressions and all that good stuff, and I'll see you in the future. So straight into my review of this SeeAudio Yume 2 or Yume 2. So onto the cable, so straight 3.5, there's the branding there. It's very supple, it's quite supple. Very minimal microphonics from what I could tell. There's the Y split, there's a chin slider here which is super loose, which I don't really like, but for some people it doesn't really matter. And that's just how they look. Seems, to be honest, for a cable, seems fine really. And yes, so on to the build quality. So the build quality on these seems very good. It's all metal. Obviously there's the branding, the info there. Build quality is very good, so I was quite happy with that. So comfort, I found the comfort to be pretty good, not the best, because it's just a generic shape, and because it's metal it's slippery and there's a little bit of weight to them. So it wasn't too bad at all. Obviously I've tried worse and I've tried better. So yeah, same goes for the fit. It was okay, you know, it's not too bad. Just sometimes it doesn't feel the most secure, but then again you could try different tips and stuff like that. But yeah, and they do look good. There's like a logo, you can see my fingerprints, which is a bit of a shame. And that's it really. So pound sensitivity, I didn't find these typically difficult to power. Nothing really to say about that, not too bad at all. I've tried this on obviously on a few of my sources, which is the J. Kelly AP90 and my topping combo, and it seems fine really. No issues at all. So the timbre of these, what's it like? I found it quite natural, to be honest, and they're very coherent at the same time. So they use 3 drivers. There's a Sonion one for the mids, there's a Knowles, I think RAD one, the RAD for the treble, and obviously DD for the low end. It works very well together, and they sound very realistic. They don't sound like BA-ness to them, so quite good, to be honest. I was quite happy with how they are. And yeah, so stage, I thought it was actually it wasn't too bad. I tried worse and I tried better. It's good enough, really. So yeah, stop rambling. So sound, because that's what it's all about. So I'm going to overlay the graph now so you can have a look. Now there's a slight imbalance. See, right in the low end a little bit, and a bit in the treble. I didn't really notice that, to be honest. But yeah, so let's talk about bass. Now they've slightly elevated low end. To be really picky, some people might want more, but the DD they've used seems to be very good for what it does. It seems a really quality DD, to be honest. It has nice slam, decay, like the tonality of it's hard to describe, but it just seems like it's a good low quality, good low end from the dynamic drive they use. It's pretty good, really. Again, like, to be picky, you may want more of it, but I like it, especially if you like electronic music. You might want a bit more of a kick to it, but I like that they've done a nice balance to it, so that it's not too little and it's not too much. It's like something in the middle, and I think it's quite great, really. So yeah, good quality DD. I can't remember the name from memory, but it's obviously, you'll see the description, you'll see the kind of DD they've used, or the material that they've used. So mid-range, there's a slight bleed towards the bottom, so I think which helps the deeper male vocals, makes it sound good, and it also stops it sounding like thin. But yeah, and as a slightly forward upper mid-range, everything that sits there seems to be clear. Female vocals are pretty good as well. Not much to say, really. It just the same sounds pretty good, to be honest. Not much to, no real negatives, really. It's not shouty or anything like that. It's forward that you want it, like the most forward you want it to be. And I'm glad that they didn't go shouty. So yeah, I'm pretty good with that. So treble, as you can see, there's a slight imbalance. I didn't notice that at all, to be honest. But the treble seems to have really quite good extension. It uses that Knowles RAD. So they've used quality armatures for all the range, and it sounds great. Everything, micro details, is good. It seems to work well from a few genres, say like pop, electronic, techno, acoustic music, what else? Some symphonic metal, and I've tried some others. It seems to be very well. Seems to just sounds great. Everything's clear and crisp and good clarity. Is probably a good way to describe it. I didn't really find it fatiguing at all. They just sound great. Great, sounds quite realistic, to be honest. Is another thing. Now there's a peak at like 15k. To be honest, I didn't really notice that. Obviously there's a small peak around the 8ish, but that seems to be from the coupler. I don't have any fatigue or anything, and there's no sibilance or anything like that. Yeah, really nice treble, to be honest. They've done a good job. Now I have not tried there's a midnight model or the Mark ones, the version ones. I have not tried either. This is the first SeeAudio I've tried, and it seems to be a good one. So yeah, overall I'm quite happy with the performance. I think they're very good. So conclusion, do I recommend these? As you can probably tell, yes. They seem to do a lot of it very, very well. The whole frequency response. Build quality seems good. Cables is good. The packaging and everything's good. Probably overkill. Only things I don't like, obviously, is a fingerprint magnet. That may or may not bother you. Again, people shouldn't be so close to see that in your ears anyway. So yeah, seems quite, I have no issues with that. And to probably be a little bit picky, the shape of it seems to be, reminds me like the Aria, Moondrop Aria kind of shape. It's okay. I want it to be probably a bit more ergonomic. And that's it, really. There's not much to say. Obviously, these aren't that cheap. I think these are close to $200. But these do sound like good quality. These are quality tuning, and you can tell. First time I put them in here and I played something, you can tell it's you listen to quality gear, and that's before I even graphed it, because from now on I always try and listen to it and then graph it afterwards. Really, I think that's kind of the best way to do impressions. And yeah, good sets, not real many negatives, to be honest. They do everything, seem to do it quite well. So yeah, I think that's it. If you know anything in particular, please do let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching and take care.